Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. And also, it's you know, these tails wrapped around Yuri's.
Excuse me. First time I have to use my authority, huh? Possibly. I'm not. But also seeing how tomorrow was.
Found out we're roommates.
Goodbye.
Finally showed.
Right. I guess I'll check the security room first today. As much as I prefer my morning coffee, if Commander Kunz is not around, I shall check. Morning, Steady. Morning, Argyle.
Good day, Delon. How have you been?
Only slightly worried about some of our crew.
Worried? What is that?
Yesterday, most likely is going to be hitting some of them hard. Having what could be considered a failure alongside a loss of a life of a civilian.
One of ours.
No. Yesterday, if you didn't read the report, though I guess it wasn't really publicly published, we left the planet we were on to a nearby planet in the system due to it having a UPA distress beacon. We sent an away team with no security personnel, but we didn't expect there to be a major issue. Apparently they found one of the crew members of the ship, but on the way they was attacked by kettleheads.
And kettleheads.
And the crew member they found was shot and killed on the way.
I see. Can understand where that might affect the morale of the vessel.
Especially as Vega was one of the people out there. And with their new name, their personality, all that, I'm hoping this doesn't cause a too big of a shock immediately after this change.
Well, if I understand correctly, Vega's been through war before. But losing a civilian is another thing entirely. I'll check up on him when I have the chance. Make sure he's alright.
Especially considering how it's the person who was people that was in contact with him for using the wall.
It was one of his own?
You're talking about the
Damn
one
twice.
that died yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw them in the med bay. On the same day that one of his own came to even visit him from the planet. So it was very much a busy day for him, emotionally. On the other hand, also, Chatty, who was out there after going to engineering to get his chassis fixed, was found unresponsive. Apparently his core had completely run out of energy. We had to have an emergency check on that. Apparently he has not been going to engineering about the issues he's been having lately.
Wonder why that is.
He did not wish to put more pressure to the crew. They do not believe their worries to be that major.
And those small things turn into a snowball.
Yes,
And now
especially
it's
when
an
they
issue.
cannot even, their own self-diagnostics are unable to figure out what is the issue.
Were they able
Thus,
to solve it?
Thus, I will ask as second in command and with Commander Guns not around here, but from now on, when I tell people or ask them to go to their higher-ups or to other people on the staff to check up on something, I will be double-checking on those things.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't you need
disappointed
any help
that
with that?
I do not like the fact that it can come to this, but I cannot risk this sort of thing happening more, especially on the field.
I should say not.
If Chatty had lost consciousness out there might have been a chance of losing 2 people.
Or on a spacewalk, which he's very prone to do. Being a member of engineering and all.
Of course, this most likely happened because of the fact that it was after a combat situation, but still.
It is our job to keep these people safe. A little bit harder to do it if it's themselves that are putting themselves in danger.
I do not want to put any pressure on them by thinking that security will be keeping an eye on them and making sure they do the things that they're expected to do, but fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, no. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, you're officially that guy.
Well, if you need any help, I'm here.
For now, just if people say they're going to do things, double check on it every once in a while. Make sure that things are at least moving along. If not, that's just as a reminder, but just to make sure that if it's issues with cybernetics, personal issues, then that they're at least being looked at. I understand if people don't want things to be worried about, but the job of medical is to worry about us. So if they do not want to tell us to us, at least they should tell medical, and medical, it's then up to medical to decide if it's something that should be known by security.
Yes.
We can only act if we know. Communication is key. Well, if you excuse me, I need to go get my breakfast now.
Please, looks like the chef is out today.
Hmm.
You might need to get a bar.
That's
Cold tea
fine.
this morning.
That's fine.
Oh, wait,
What
I
about
know the
them?
button on how to get the coffee. I can help.
That's good.
I know the buttons.
I mean, you know what?
I
Doesn't
also
matter.
think I saw how to do the tea one, but I don't know. I'm not too confident in that.
Maybe the next time Chef is around, you should keep an eye out. Oh. For some reason, being in that corner for a moment, I heard them very loudly.
I like it. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Bugs.
Good morning. Excuse us.
I know.
Morning.
Morning, girl.
Morning.
Morning.
Is it good?
Morning.
One of the people to keep an eye on due to yesterday.
Okay. Let's see if I remember how to get the coffee.
I mean, I remember how to get the coffee. Did you want one?
Oh, I was gonna get my decaf. I don't drink the caffeinated stuff.
I unfortunately don't know how to do decaf. Only
Is
coffee.
it like a button over?
That's because I fixed it.
Hey, it's the same
I-
sequence, but you press a different one. Here's the top right for decaf.
I'm going off the top of my head here. I'm hoping this is the right one. I'm hoping.
I'm here. I'm worried that the audio beta, has fucked up with the audio here.
I'm so sorry if I mixed this up. But I tried.
Well, if this is a mix-up, I'm gonna hand it off to someone, and they're gonna have some very lemony coffee.
Yeah.
Morning, Sid.
If I remember, you got hit in the face at the bar like a day or two ago. How's it going?
Yeah, I don't even feel it anymore, really.
good thing or a bad thing?
Hmm.
I do apologize if that's the wrong thing. I just... I don't know. I'm only used to getting
That's
my own
fine.
coffee.
I have no idea. What I do know is completely and utterly bitter. But
Morning, Dallas.
Morning.
Morning, Dennis.
Morning. Aye. New digs?
what?
What is this?
New digs?
Clothing.
With expression?
Ah.
Yeah, when I went to the planet, the club stuff.
Oh.
Went to Choco.
Nice. Looks good on you.
Thank you. I wasn't sure.
I don't think this is the guy.
I'm assuming the food bar is in my hand. It's not coming out for me.
Yeah.
This is not decaf.
Protein bar for hydrogen.
I guess you can get yourself a decaf into my mug.
I specifically watched him do this.
I'm pretty sure it was on that side, so.
Alright, I'll be in hydroponics and no one needs me.
Have you seen the captain, Dallas?
I have not. I'll, if I see him, I'll let him make like room.
Yeah, alright.
Mm.
Thank you. Oh.
Hmm?
Yeah.
I think some of the blueprints that you sent me. I don't know if you saw them or not.
Not yet, but I'll take a peek at him today. It seems like it's gonna be kind of slow, so I'll probably find the time for it.
Yeah. That's good.
Alright, yeah.
Too much energy today. I
Oh,
don't like that.
I'll just mention one more thing. But okay, that's it.
Granted, I am like existing off of like not being in methane for like an hour or so. Because Tally woke up, but she kind of just resting.
I see.
I've had time to get the methane out of my system. Now I'm just hyper.
More insistence.
I do need someone to come out with me if you're willing to go into the vacuum of space to install a relay, then sure.
Sleep okay?
If not, I'll
You
can
sleep okay?
roll or something.
Yeah. I had good sleep. I did wake up and just sit for a moment, just thinking. Just worried how yesterday is going to impact things.
I mean,
Yes.
considering her chef's kind of missing, probably barricading her room is impacting a lot.
Does not help that we're still in the low orbit of the planet, so who knows if
Yeah.
somebody gets any ideas.
I think we should all hope that whatever survivors is able to hail us. I doubt there's much. They would have hailed by now.
I also need to keep an eye on if any ships are to leave.
Yep.
I assume whatever ship they're using is currently hidden somewhere on the planet.
Oh, probably.
You might want to go check on your roommate. It might have know how to deal with those. We can do those on dating.
I don't know what to do today.
And now
Nothing
the
to
night
do.
hall
Hmm.
Morning breeze.
Any projects you might be working on?
deathly quiet for
Nah,
today.
not really.
It's a quiet day.
I can't really ask Captain if I can do what I want to do.
Well, what were you planning to do?
Try to do attempt number 2 of replenishing the
Yeah,
explosive
I
ammo.
really wish we had something other than just.
I was hoping you'd
Bricks.
say that.
Yeah,
Apparently.
technically
At
our
least they're
science-
better than your average bricks since Chef makes them.
Apparently, Captain's out on a joyride right now.
Yeah,
Of course it
true.
is. That's alright. Well, no, I have to
Hmm.
figure out what to do.
Go do science or something.
If I do science, I'm
Sure.
doing a war crime.
I take it back. Don't do science.
Oh, I love
Last
war
time I did
crimes.
science, I made chloroform.
I'm not surprised you were doing.
I'm a bounty hunter. There are no war crimes.
Do you have anything planned outside of just keeping an eye on people? Keep an eye on if Burke shows up, or if they've been just in night shift lately. Is at the end of the day? Well. The downside of security work at times. It's just waiting. Vad är min expert? Inte. I don't think too much about it. Surprisingly quiet today. Actually, it's going to be like this. I might as well. No.
Welcome, you're learning a lot of stuff about me today.
Morning.
Morning.
I fucking love.
I mean, I already said morning when he came in, but yep. And if we're looking for someone.
I am chaos. I am chaos incarnate today.
You're just a bundle of chaos.
I am a bundle of chaos and energy. This is not good. Not good at all.
I see.
I have nowhere to put this energy.
At least there's one person on ship with energy today.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone else
But
is wallowing.
They're just not here.
What?
Right, because yesterday a lot of people were.
In fairness, it's the first time we're counting our dead, so not terribly surprising.
Well, not our dead, but someone else.
Close enough.
UPA's dead.
Hmm. It is a sad fact, but this happened.
Won't be the first time for me, probably won't be the last. Fact of life in my profession.
It's never the last time in this kind of lag, because you never know what will happen in space.
Although my old crew, we threw a party every time someone died in the line of work. Morbid,
That's a
but
nice
most
change.
of our
No. See,
most of ours who died.
it can be morbid. At the same time, it can also be like something to change the mood, essentially, like to celebrate that someone's moving into the next life, so to speak.
In our case, it was celebrating that someone finally got out of this hellhole that is this galaxy.
Get that too.
That and most of our dead wouldn't have wanted us to be sad. We are too adventurous to have time for being sad.
I can understand that.
I'm glad that people have healthier ways to deal with the dead.
Hmm.
Why do you think I don't drink anymore? At my fill.
Medical knows what to do when I die. Yippee!
Which is, if you don't mind me asking.
Feed me to Meyer. One, my culture eats dead
that's-
bodies if it's the right fucking reasonings. Also, my blood is radioactive. My body keeps in everything. If I get injured and killed, I'm a radioactive hazard.
I
actually
Hmm.
can't argue with the logic.
I'm also like inedible to everything. Except fire.
Except Maya, apparently.
Except fucking Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Crushing slime. Oh, hi, Siri. Hi. Bye.
I've never heard more than 3 words out of a time. Out of her mouth at a time.
I'm pretty sure she yaps a lot to Laura. She yapped to me a bit.
Well, that makes sense.
She talked to me for a tiny bit, things, and then
I think
haven't
it just
had anything
depends.
from her again. She strikes me as the type of person where she will only talk to you unless she needs something. Otherwise, it's like,
That makes sense, actually.
yeah.
Not terribly surprising.
None of you.
You know, Dishia, now that I think about it, that's not such a bad idea. Well, it's a little odd. Like, when you die, you prefer to get eaten by Maya, but I guess that's slightly better than just sending your corpse out into space to float forever. So, I mean,
Also,
it's not like we really have a
I've
place
been
in the ship to
thinking-
store bodies.
yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it, and like why we do it. I don't know. There's something in me that kind of feels like we do it mostly to help make sure that the next generation is able to survive when the other one that died couldn't. I
Hmm.
don't know. I mean, eventually we'll just become one with the universe anyway, so it doesn't really matter what happens to our corpse.
I'm not going to be around that long.
I mean, there's not really many places to bury corpse these days unless it's just an untouched planet.
Why would you ever bury a corpse?
It's a
Some people
human
are
thing.
sentimental that way.
It's been done for like years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Bury our dead. I mean, Delon would know.
To a certain degree. I mostly still live my life on ships, so.
This is
I-
Argyle
I mean,
Cross.
yeah, I live
Delon, can we meet you
past
at
humans,
security?
If you today is still very dead.
Concerning.
We always did cremations.
Understood. I shall head there now.
Well, I mean, humans do cremations too, but for some reason, us humans, we like to
I'm
look
cold.
at the tombstones, there's like the memory of them still there, instead of like forgetting them. Weird symbolism and stuff, I guess. Human tradition.
I guess I could understand that part of it at least.
Oh, people got sent into space. The final journey.
It builds character and you get tons of motivation. You learn your place really fast. Anyway.
Hi, Delon.
That is a worrisome set of words that I heard. What is this about?
Which words were worrisome?
To have somebody know their place.
Talking about the past.
Ah.
We just wanted to see if we can get access to the training pistols, because we'd like to use them.
Of course. I mean, training pistols, your own sidearms. We just need to unload them. Since the holographic field basically basically just shoots out a holographic bullet when you pull the trigger. But just like with all training methods, it's unless you're shooting blanks, you don't really get the kick.
Oh, yeah.
Unloads it.
Quick, where are you handing me right now?
Your pistol.
Oh, my pistol.
Just unload it.
Thank you. Okay.
Was there anyone else wishing to join you?
Yeah, actually, Mothy did, and I think Argyle wanted to as well, but they already have their starter, so wait.
Right, they are both security, so.
Might I be able to request sir participation in this as well?
Of course. Security team is fully allowed to help train the other crew members to defend themselves.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Perfect.
And of course I understand it's been a while since you've been picked up. It's good to check that you're able to actually properly use, that there's no unnoticed issues from the crash.
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to have your own weapons? Just unload them. The holographic field seems to react to you pulling the trigger and gives you the visual feedback, just not the the tactile one.
Huh. Interesting. If I may, sir, yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Sid had locked my weapons in the one over there.
Mm-hmm.
No, why he did that?
Well, this is where we keep. Some of us keep our things. Like my gear is in one of them.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I've taken
It's comfy. There's a what?
There's a frog on board.
There's a frog on board.
There is a psionic frog on board.
That's fascinating.
Again.
Frog, but I'm pretty sure Vane takes off the ship. I want to kill it.
Well, I'd give you the
That's
permission.
another human you can bug.
Nope.
Oh. They ran away.
Oh dear.
Carried him away.
Oh dear.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, your sidearm. Unload.
Yes, thanks.
I guess I'll start walking down there.
Dick.
No.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yes.
I unloaded.
Yes. Oh.
Thank you.
There was one
Of
running
course.
that. It got to the airlock. Doesn't mean it got off.
So
It's a
I just
frog.
go up.
They're tiny.
I'm allowed to
Squeeze into
go
little
to the
places.
training yard with that, and it's
Others said you're,
unloaded, and it'll
unmuted.
just look like it's the real deal.
So that is currently your sidearm. I just took out the
Yes.
clip, obviously. And you were saying something was on the comms.
Gotcha. And it'll just look like it's doing its thing, like it's the real deal.
Yes, inside the training field. As long as
Right.
it's activated on the ranged. Right, we should
Gotcha.
have. No, actually, our guys should know how to activate the ranged weapon testing field.
Yes, sir.
As long as you
Can I ask for a
think
training
AI
gun?
Mm-hmm.
simulate the gun.
Mm-hmm. So of course.
Is it only acceptable to test pistols in there? Is it not made for larger weaponry?
I don't have one,
AI has
so I need an apple.
So no, not this one.
That's a
they can be simulated. All holographic. So
I'm just this does not exist.
May I also, because I believe Officer Sid scanned in the other one too. Can I test to make sure that one works too? If
I don't see an issue with it. At the end of the day, Commander Guns has been Commander Guns has been more than happy to vouch for us holding our primary weaponry too, just in case. But I personally do not feel that it is necessary for the most part.
right. Oh. Oh my god. Thanks. It looks like it's intact. Alright, well, I will... do you have to escort me up?
Well, last time I checked, you have been invited to be part of the security team. So, technically, if you have accepted it, and I assume you have, for the current time being at least, you have the same clearance as all of us. The current one.
For full transparency, sir, Commander Gunch said he would have no problem with me on the team, but as far as I am aware, it has not been confirmed by the captain.
That's fine. With the weapons currently unloaded, it should not be an issue. Just obviously, if I hear of you trying to stick up any of our crew members with your weapons, that will cause an issue, but I don't think that's going to be something that will happen.
No, sir, not at all. Alright. Up or down or up to the elevator, I guess.
Diagonal.
Alright.
I assume
I'm
Argal
so-
has gone ahead of you, both of you.
More than likely. Thank you, sir.
Of course.
I'm so excited.
That's still right there. Okay, it does have the effect too. The menus. the situation being what it is. Maybe now will be a good time if I can find Natalia. They're still having a talk with Vane. No.
Come here. Oh, hi. I need permission to make explosives.
I figured as much. We're gonna need both permissions from us and the engineers.
The acting head of engineers right now said it was okay. I just need your permission. I use Quentin.
He's here.
Yeah, he's here. Anyways, can I do fucked up science now?
What's here?
Berg.
I do fucked up science.
Yes. I don't see why not, as long as you make sure the area is clear and minimize any possible damage. I assume you might have some sheets you could just use as a bit of an impact resistor if something does happen again.
I have nets, by the way, for the frog.
If it's still here. Yes, if anything happen, instant communications, just the usual worry. Vane, I expect you to keep an eye on things, obviously, on your side too.
It's my ammunition. I'd be very sad if it blew up again.
Exactly. As long as everyone's in the know, so that Mercer has no reason to, excuse my crude wording, bitch, again, then
Oh,
we
it's
should
not
be
crude,
fine.
it's accurate.
Okay. I have
no
two
issue
out of the three's
for-
permission. I have a majority vote. Okay.
If you
I
excuse
wrote all the
me,
ingredients down.
if you excuse me, I need to see if I can get conversation with Burke.
You went into the cafeteria.
Thank you.
Okay, I need to get. So we're going to make explosive rounds. Or
Finally off of doing inventory.
Morning, Burke.
Oh, cool, cool. I might come and watch. That sounds kind of cool. So are we up to anything? Is there anything happening? Anything science related I should know about? No? Nothing at all? Did you get anything cool planet side? I didn't get a chance to go down. Oh, okay. You sound kind of busy. I'll find you.
I won't be so eager to go planet side with the cattle heads there.
The what?
A local gang that seems to be
Oh.
keeping protection for the local area.
You know, gangs. I never liked gangs. They're, you know, miscreants, and they don't. You know, they don't. They're not lawful. I'm not a huge fan. They didn't give you guys any trouble, did they?
They gunned down a UPA worker, not one of ours, but of that ship that had crashed. So,
Right.
a few people are a bit under the weather due to it.
Who did you say these guys were again?
They call themselves kettleheads.
Kettleheads. I'll remember that. Kettleheads, bad. Ooh.
Well, they seem to dislike the idea of the UPA. Most likely because UPA would bring actual law in the area if it actually spread its influence here. They prefer to have their own
right.
tight grip on the area. Speaking of, by the way,
they just wanna
of
live.
things, I will need your help on a small project.
Me?
You're the chemist, aren't you?
Yeah.
Come to the
What do
security
you-
room. I'll specify.
Oh, okay. Security chemistry. Or are we gonna be like fingerprinting people, or are we gonna like, or do you need to like take care of some people, like put them in a barrel and like, you know, dissolve them or something, or something like that? Am I close?
No, actually,
Yeah, tell me I'm close a little bit.
where did this come from? Can you get it off again? How long has that been there? Anyway,
I just
over
saw it.
here.
What?
Just that. Come over here, will you? Well, if there was actually something like that, it will most likely be some sort of ammunition, chemical ammunition to help, you know, non-lethally detain people. But that not actually try, I asked you to be here, Burke.
Okay.
Burke, a couple of days ago, an experiment by a science team was made. They were experimenting Officer Tashir's reaction to different gases.
Oh.
During the
This was a
experiment,
science team thing?
yes.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, Dr. Tully is the one handling that currently. If you're more interested in the future, you
That'll
might
do
ask
it.
them. However, understand that you might not be prefer to take part in the situation due to what happened during that experiment. One of the gases seemed to cause distress and hallucinations to Officer Tashir. Now, these tests were
Okay.
made in the training chamber. The training field was used to contain any of the gases. So upon the reaction, well, no, the training field was to use that in case Officer Tashir would have a violent reaction, so that they could not harm any other crew members. However,
Are you saying that the ray shield doesn't let air through it?
no, it does. No, I misspoke. I misremembered. The shield was to keep Tashir safe in case something happened, that they tried to run or tried to attack anyone. They were using their own breathing apparatus and canisters. The point is, though, upon us realizing that the
Yeah, sorry,
gas
go
they
on.
were using at the time was causing this distress to them, Dr. Tally went to lower the training field. The field failed to fall. Thankfully, a member of engineering was there to able to fix it, but upon checking the damage, it was due to missing parts. In the training field, the training field apparatus. I then proceeded to double check the cameras. And the last person before this incident to spend a worrisome amount of time in front of the device was you, Berg. What do you have to say for yourself?
When you say it failed, what do you mean it failed? Like it didn't go up or it didn't go down?
It failed to respond to any attempts to lower the field. The shear was stuck.
See, now that's weird because that's what I tried to fix. Because it wasn't going up when I tried to use it.
Is that so?
Yeah. I
So you
pushed the
tried
button
to
and nothing
do
happened,
an
and then I tried to fix
engineering
it.
job as a science team member.
It's like a hobby of mine, but it's, I mean, I've looked at the console. It wasn't anything fancy. It worked when I pushed the button again.
And you didn't inform engineering about the parts that you had apparently removed during this fix of yours?
I mean, the parts were shot. I just incinerated them. I was going to tell somebody, but I guess I forgot.
Any things like this are to be locked. For otherwise we don't know if something happened, we do not know who to blame, and we don't know if something happened because of outside influence.
Hey, listen. I don't like the tone of your voice. Listen, I get it.
You should
Bad
not.
luck, prisoner thing.
I understand that. But understand that also that if this situation happens with you as one person around it, it does not look good on you. You can say as much
Listen,
as you
buddy,
want
I
that
wasn't-
you were not incinerated for a reason. But if things happen around you that keep in showing that you are not to be trusted, it's not going to look good on you even if it's true.
I mean, I get that. I do. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. I was just trying to fix the thingy. I've done it like 100 times. Not the console, but like fixing stuff.
Yes.
I didn't think...
And it's the second time you tried
I
to
didn't-
fix things and it has failed. And the first time it failed, it caused an issue during a mission. You were there. The
To be
second
clear-
time, if it had been anything worse, if it had been the fight between Vane and Sid, where they went to each other's throats, if we had been unable to take the fields off in during that time, one of them might have bled out or gotten horribly damaged. If you are to mess with anything on the ship, you are to log it and inform the engineers so they can double check your work. Because at this point, we cannot trust your hamshackle fixing.
Okay, I'll let that slide. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody, okay? I was just trying to make the thingy work. I didn't... I mean, I told you I pushed the button and it worked after that. I didn't think it would stop working. And to be clear, the battery isn't to shear. The first one worked perfectly, and so did the other ones. Are you sure what I did is what made her not work in the mission? Because I thought they got shot. I was pretty sure that's what happened.
Either way, understand this. We have to keep a bit of an eye on you. Because otherwise people will think we don't do our job as security. It won't be an issue if there's nothing for you to worry about.
Okay. I get it. It's, you know, it's how you look, right? You have to make sure you look like you're doing your job. You want to punish me or
We
something?
have
You want
to do our job.
make me scrub the floors?
And we have to
I
make
know you
sure
have to.
that no issues happen. Because a gun does not mean to kill people. But it does because the hand holding it forces it to. You don't mean to kill people. But what you did caused whatever you were working with to possibly hurt people.
I will say, in my defense, when I think training arena, I don't think gas breathing arena. If that was a thing that regularly happened and people talked about it, maybe I would have been a little more apprehensive about repairing the thingy, but like
no, that wasn't the issue. The issue is some of our
Yeah, I
main
tell
members
somebody-
are a bit more rougher when it comes to fighting. Like I said, Sid and Vane, during their little date spar, went very rough. And few of us were worried for their lives at one point. Medical had to stop the fight.
no offense.
And yes, that is their
you
issue.
Or Vane.
That is their issue, yes. But the fact that your actions might have caused us unable to help them. A cascade effect. You should understand that. Chemistry should understand that.
Yeah, I get it, but that, again, that's like I can't like, you get paranoid thinking about things down the line like that. You can't account for every single.
No, but that's why we
permutation
log
of an
things,
event.
we inform people, and Burke, you're in science. If people ask you to help, go ahead. But I ask you not to just yourself decide to fix things again. Because understand, I will be telling this to Mercer. So, if he comes to you angrily to yell, understand that will be because of it. This needs to be logged.
Okay.
That is all. Now, if you wish to go see what the others are doing, from what I understand, they're in the arena practicing their weapons training after yesterday, I assume. But other than that, I have nothing more to say to you.
You sure you don't want to do anything to There's too many chicks here for me to say this. You sure you don't want me to punish me at all? You don't need to make me swab the deck or something?
Burke, punishments like that, I don't believe they work.
All right, I get it. You can spare me the whole... I get it. Okay, we're fine. We're good?
I don't
get
believe
it.
that work,
I'll log it.
but understand that if something happens again, and you do not have a good explanation, things might go worse. We don't want you to have to sleep in a brick.
Okay.
Security will be keeping an eye on you for the time being. But as long as you're just doing your job and nothing special, then it's fine. If nothing else, to make sure that Palas, as your higher up, can be kept placated that you're not causing issues.
I hate to ask, but is flooding your lungs with toxic gas part of your job?
You should ask that Dr. Tully. It was their job. Their project.
I'll give her an ask then.
Thanks for the empty bag of chips.
We're good?
We're good.
Great.
Hey,
No offense,
Delon.
but I would have figured that the way that looked, that you might not have stayed in the doorway. But, well, too late now.
I didn't hear anything significant.
Yes, but he saw you.
Don't know what the conversation is
He
about.
seemed to get a bit more defensive.
Apologies. Are you aware of what's happening in engineering?
There's something...
Tashia making things?
Yes,
Just... Okay.
yes.
Just wanted to run by you first.
Mhm. Yes, Tashir has gone through the engineers, through the higher-ups that are around right now. And currently, I am the second in command in security, and that's with Commander Gunch not awake at the moment. I'm currently in charge. So, I
Same
gave the
could be
okay.
said about Mercer's not here, so I'm second in command. If I needed to speak anything to Mercer, it comes through me first if he's not here. So
Understood.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that's double-checked.
Mm.
I was making sure to... I was also making it certain for Tashir and Vane to understand that they log everything and make sure everything is in the nose.
yes.
As she said,
So
she had the
engineering,
agreement
I
of 2
also-
out of 3. So I assume they have contacted Palas.
I did get them to move further back into engineering where there's an open space and set up blast shields just in case anything goes wrong, because they don't want anything else exploding down there.
Of course.
And the last thing I want is part of the ship blowing up while we're still in orbit of the planet. So,
Of course.
Yeah.
That is completely in your
But-
purview.
other than that, I figured since you were the second in command of security, I would just let you know just in case you weren't aware.
No, that is completely valid. This is what we want to be more understanding, that we can be able to double check it with each other.
Yeah, well, I just want to give permission and then everybody else does, and then they go off and do something, and I get in trouble, so I'm just... Yeah. I mean, Dallas already gave approval because Palas isn't here. I gave approval. And just making sure
Right,
that
yes,
you
the
gave
last is the
approval as
second in
well.
command, of course. He's the one who approved it.
Yep. But,
Hmm.
that, I think,
Huh.
that's all you need to ask you about.
Hello, how was training?
Very good, sir. Thank you. Should I hand it right to you? Or
Either way,
you want me to...
which way you're comfortable with.
I can put it in the locker. Thank you. Oh, God.
Thank you. Just
I put them both in the locker.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back to our room for a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, Mate,
Yes.
you know Burke?
I believe so, yes.
Just understand that they are currently basically in a first warning situation. If
Yes,
you spot anything of worrisome about their actions or anything, I'll log it.
Understood.
We do not have any direct proof of them doing any what you could say, sabotage of anything or personal that goes against the ship itself, but currently they, as they say, try to fix the training field, which caused the issue with it further down the line during the day. So, and the fact that this has not been logged is the issue. Sadly. And sadly,
If they were to...
there were missing parts in the device, thus there is more likely that it was sabotage or just taken apart. But sadly, his explanation is fair enough that we cannot, with full faith, take any more direct action. So for now, we just keep an eye on him.
I see. And if they were assigned to fix something, wouldn't their superior officer have note of such?
They are part of the science team, not engineering team. It seems that they decided to do it on their own. It's why it's an issue. That's why it's a warning. I will lock this to Mercer too. It's his choice how he wants to react to the information. Since you're second in command, Dallas, I should tell you too. According to Burke, he tried to activate the training field and it failed to start. Thus they decided to themselves fix the issue, which according to them is the reason why it then failed to lower doing the tests with Tashir. This is the story they have told, and we have no way of really validating the information, obviously. But they have a warning now.
For what?
For failing to log on doing things outside of their jurisdiction without informing the proper crew members for the aid. This is not the first time. This is not the first time.
What happens after a warning?
Well, for a warning just means that the security will keep an eye on their actions. If we see something that we might see as suspicious, we will investigate it more. Simple as that. We won't get in the way of their job or anything, but we will make sure that they are properly logging their actions as they should, and not doing something unnecessary on their own. It will not be this bad.
Sure he understands that.
Yes, it's most likely this bad because of the fact of where he comes from, how he joined us, and there is the previous issue with Tashir's batteries.
I see. Okay, I'll just make sure to let him know that
he has been informed of this by me personally.
But as his boss, I'll make sure to tell him as well.
Yes, just don't push it too hard. He was already getting quite antsy with me by the end. Partially due to a few people having appeared in the doorway, I believe.
Yes, well, alright, thank you for letting me know. Just have to make sure that
sadly due to this being engineering related, I will have to send a message to Mercer too. So how he or Natalia reacts to this is up to them. Just understand, if Burke comes to you talking about being annoyed at them, well, that might be the reason.
Thank you for the warning. Natalia did want to talk to you about it, though. Was what she was waiting for you out there for, but I'll remember when I go find.
Yes, they will.
But before you progress anymore,
right.
Maybe go ahead and use it.
I'm loading it so that when you have to come take it out next time, it is ready for use.
Thank you.
It's easier to unload a weapon for training use than to reload it for action. At worst case scenario, if you're chased close by at the time.
Good to know. Thank you. All right. Is there anything else you need to tell me about this situation?
At this moment, no.
All right. I'm gonna excuse myself. Take care.
Of course.
Was there anything else, sir?
Oh, no, not at all. You're free to go to your room.
Thanks, Charlie.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, so you have to be the villain. But security is something you cannot really be too for. You have to be quite. You have to be very firm when it comes to security. Let's write this down. Science Officer Burke is hereby signed Warning 1 for the following reasons. Vane?
Morning.
How did the ammunition go?
What was that?
How did the making of the ammunition go?
Good. I've been asked to report the exact quantities to you, much as I hate the paperwork.
Of course.
We've got.
Let me just open a separate. Let me just open a separate report. Yeah.
Do I need to tell you how many I did?
I can just write. I mean, if you want, I can just write it down so you don't have to go through the system yourself. I'm already writing a separate report.
Okay, so the rounds that were made is 6 high explosive, and 4 piranha rounds.
Piranha?
Don't ask. You don't want to know.
It's a war crime.
Understood.
It's not a war crime.
Yeah.
They're just called piranha rounds. It's just a nickname. Don't read anything further into it.
They are high and
reports I'm gonna have to.
they are high anti-flesh weaponry. Am I to understand this right?
They are anti-infantry rounds, yes.
Understood.
Or anti-organic rounds, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. No,
Organic disintegration rounds. That's got a nice ring to it.
I still want to call them piranha rounds. It's easier to say.
It is a funny thing.
Nicknames are used completely fine between people. Just we need to.
Okay.
We just need to add the full technical description into the system.
Oh, also, speaking of adding into the report, I failed on the chloroform rounds, but I was able to save the explosive putty, which is now in there, if you want to log it. It's like a door breacher's worth of explosive putty.
Understood.
I think we still have the old door breacher. It never got used, sadly.
Yeah. I mean, more door
To
breachers are good.
previous
It's a low power
occupation.
one because it has potassium concentrate in it, so
Due to
If it works, it works.
it works.
Tashir.
Yeah.
The issue with the batteries you were given by Burke. Would you say that the issue with it happened due to constant use or due to damage from fire? Enemy fire, I mean.
Talking about, the battery that he made was only in this arm, and from what Vega said, he basically just shoved a smaller battery inside the bigger battery. Instead of remaking the battery, which I don't know if it failed due to improper charging or the over electrifying from the units. I know that's how my leg went out. I'm not sure about the arm.
Understood. I need to lock that down, as it is one of the 3 reasons I'm setting Burke into what I'm writing down as warning 1. And due to unverified possible unlocked modification to ship system. For now, security members are to double check any suspicious activity and any duties he says that he is doing that are to the suspicious by the security team's personnel. Right. Right. Sometimes you have to be the villain, but when it comes to the ship security, you can't always be nice about it.
It happens.
Basically,
Supposed to make a door breacher.
there you go.
Later.
Good job, Tashir. But for now, if you see Burke doing something that you personally will deem suspicious, you're allowed to watch him, double check with him if it is a duty given to him, and double check whoever he says gave him the job. As much as he said that he was questioning if I was going to punish him, what is the point? I feel like he already got punished enough by the not even planned fact of Natalia and Sid deciding to show up in the doorway. They didn't hear anything, but he seemed to get a bit flustered by the 2 females looking over him in this situation.
Funny. Imagine getting flustered by women.
Especially in a situation like that.
Confuses me.
He was very defensive, though. According to him, he tried to fix the issue with the training field terminal, that's the word. Apparently it, according to him, didn't go up originally, so he fixed it. But if I remember right, Natalia, I think it was Natalia, was who fixed it then, showed that there were missing parts and the like, which was why it wasn't lowering as it should have. So the explanation is fair enough, but not enough to clear him. So
Is what it is.
he's in warning 1, as I would call it. He will be looked over more closely.
Mm-hmm.
Warning 2 is restricted freedom. Warning 3 will be, in this case, going to captain for long-term choice of situation.
I mean, morning 3, we could just put him in the brig until we know what to do with him, or if UPA can come get him, or whoever.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's obviously captain's say how he wants to do it. Worst case scenario.
But if by morning 3, it's kind of proven that he's a risk to others around him.
Exactly. And these are not just one issue is a single warning. No, this is I locked 3 reasonings to elevate the situation. One problem that you cause is not an issue, especially if you then obviously don't do it again and actually are trying to fix the issue, but if he does nothing of worth and actually starts logging the things he does properly and stops doing engineering's job, then we can just lower the warning level and he can continue to live as normal. I say this is a new life for many of us, but I hate that I have to use the reason why he was brought here as one of the reasonings. But it's a sad fact that when you're brought by a mega corporation as a convict, sadly it is reason enough to be a bit more careful.
I would hope that it's not actually something that you think.
You can say so, but we do not have any proof of the matter. And Ashir, in your case, if I remember right, you were, well, was a spotless record before that. We don't know about Burke's record.
Mostly spotless record from a planet of criminals. I've done my fair share of shit. Not that it was ever prosecuted, because why would you? You okay?
No. That was fucked, man.
Yeah.
A new person. It was an ambush. And this civilian.
Here's a fact part of actual fighting. The ones who started first have the advantage, but only the villains start first and fights first. not aware.
Sorry, I didn't make any food.
It's fine. You don't need to push yourself so hard to do that. You need to take care of yourself sometimes.
You also need to recover from your wounds. Medical can fix you well, but you still need to have your body rest, recover.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared for that.
Nobody's ever prepared for an ambush.
Everyone knew what they were doing but me. I was just pretending.
A single loss is already a major difference. From what I understand, you took some out.
What if they were relying on me? What if they knew? What if they could do? What if...
Colin. It's too late to think about what ifs. The scene has been written and shot. Now it's there. Now it's history.
Get off me, unhand me, dog.
Now we just use that knowledge to make sure that there's a better ending next time.
Next.
I wish I could say there was not going to be a next time, but we're flying through unknown space, held, defended by a gang. But we're here to find a planet of people and help them join the UPA, be more safe.
Sorry. Was everyone else okay?
I saw Kroll talking to the heavily cybernetic member of medical earlier today. I haven't seen the others. I check up on Chatty. They're still asleep when I checked up on them.
I'm sure the others are around somewhere.
Sorry for distracting you from your duties.
I prefer to talk about. I prefer to talk to you and help you than talk about the issues that we were talking about.
No, I'll be fine. I'll go back to my room.
No. No.
Don't let the sounds inside your head overwhelm you. Focus on the voices outside. The people you still have, and you know. We're a team.
I will not allow you to do what my cousin did. Okay? You're not gonna shut yourself away. Not allowing that.
I have my movies. I'm not alone.
That Jeff, you're going to lock yourself in your room and you're going to sit with your thoughts and you're going to spiral. That is not the healthiest way of doing that. Let us help you. Let us be there for you.
Hello, Chef.
Oh, my apologies for distracting your crew.
Oh, not at all. Can you believe that was only lights, iced tea?
What?
Yes.
Do you have really sweet kind or like just normal iced tea?
You said iced tea. I said that's a
all
front to
iced-
nature.
All iced tea is abhorrent.
I don't know, it depends on the tea.
No, it should all be breakfast tea with milk and 2 sugars. It's
Tea.
optimal.
Yes.
The taste of tea never really up to me. I think I have been
You haven't
to
had it.
no, not a good one.
Mm.
I think
You
just
must not have had proper tea.
most likely the teas they give in military fleets are not the best. They're more focused on the coffee quality.
Well, let me make you tea tomorrow.
Yes.
Sure.
Delon, can I
Yes?
have a word with you?
Of course. Excuse me, Chef. I trust you handle this year.
I promise to make this brief, so you'll be back soon.
Well, I need to talk
Also, I
with
like your waistcoat.
I might need to have a talk with
Okay,
Natalia afterwards, so I might be away for an extra bit afterwards too. And if you do go watch a movie, feel free to send us a message. We might show you.
Yes, I'll do it in training for you.
Chef was on that mission yesterday, so
Oh, was he? The
he's,
real
cur-
bad
he's,
shit gets
he's
spoken.
currently having issues of thinking about the what ifs.
Yes. It's really hard when a civilian is involved, and sounds like to me that there may have been more foul play
Yes,
than I initially expected.
it was an ambush, so I'm surprised we didn't have
Well, it was an
more
assassination.
losses. Assassination. Believe so.
Well, I believe so. A civilian that is unarmed was the primary focus of sniper fire. Why would that be?
Civilian who, from what I read in the reports, had no self-defensive ways.
Yes. Might have come up with some strategies, but I believe a covert activity may be called for if we see the opportunity against the Kettleheads. Find out why.
It might be worth a try.
But
The fact that they had
But I
targeted,
want-
if they had targeted the UPA ship on purpose, then that would mean that there's some sort of anti-UPA situation going on in the sector. It would make any
Yeah, that's
future movements, even if our mission succeeds, rougher around the area.
if you have an individual out there who's targeting a species aboard this vessel and knows that another exists, I fear for that individual.
I believe that they think they might assume that they will be able to extract some information they're worried about from the last person.
I would never ask him to do that, no.
No, I'm not saying that we would, but the Kettleheads might assume and target him because of that.
Possibly. We don't know why it was done. It could be as simple as they just don't like them.
I will continue to have our systems monitor the planets. They must
Could
have
be
a
bounty
ship
hunters,
somewhere.
It's hard to tell.
Either the UPA ship is somewhere, even though I assume at this point the signal has been lost. I assume the crew member was the one sending it. But the Kettleheads definitely should have a ship somewhere on the planet.
But I wanted to ask you. I had a small conversation with Burke after our discussion. Well, your discussion. Just so I understand the full complexity of the scenario. Sounds like he was tampering with the shield generator in the training area.
Yes, the training field terminal. According to the engineer who was checking it and getting the field back down, after it failed to go though, naturally, they said that parts were missing.
Yes, according to Berg, he realized there were parts missing when the shield didn't activate when he attempted to, and then attempted to remedy it, which caused further damage and where we're at today.
Yes. The thing is, though, he never logged that. He never told anyone. We have nobody who would, as far as we can tell, will agree with this. That's why we will inform Mercer, Natalia. They can then double check with their people, if anyone knows about
Certainly.
this.
But my concern would be who took those parts to begin with, if it wasn't Berg.
The thing is, though, Argyle, that if this issue was happening before Burke's involvement, it's hard for me to believe. For the shield functioned just fine earlier that day during the spar between Sid and Vane. If this issue had happened during that time, it would have been much, much worse.
Well, perhaps I'll check the logs. I'll go over the footage and see if there was another
Captain?
individual. Captain? We really need to find an area where we could seal the doors and have private conversations.
I agree with that.
Well, yes, I mean, for most people, most crew members understand when conversation should not be walked in on, but in this case, Captain has more than enough clearance to join in this conversation.
I genuinely
was-
thought that someone said my name and then ran into this room, so.
Oh, weird.
In my
I'll
case,
just chalk it up to psionics.
in my case, Burke got quite defensive when two of the engineers were looking over from the doorway. They did not hear any of the speaking, but it's definitely put him more on edge.
As it should. He was berated by a security officer. It's not something that's very
The current acting head,
enjoyable.
since I am the second in command.
What was the reason for it?
I have currently, due to three reasons, set Science Officer Burke on Warning 1, where his movements, if security members see him doing movements that they personally consider suspicious, they are allowed to question him and double check on anyone who he says put him on that job that he is doing at the time. These reasons are, as much as I hate to say it, that's the first one, the reason of his being on the ship, having been a convict from a megacorp. The second of the issues caused to a security officer during a mission due to modifications he had done to said security officer's cybernetics. And now, due to him being the last seen person to spend an extended period of time in the training arena terminal, after which the next time it was used, the terminal brought up the shield but failed to bring it down, upon at which point, when it was checked, it was noted that there were missing parts in the terminal. Now, as Argyle has told me, Burke himself has said that these parts were missing when he was checking it during the aforementioned time he spent in front of the terminal. But if that was true, you would have assumed that this incident would have happened during the spar between Sidian and Vane, which was the previous time before this incident, before Burke was seen.
Correct.
I
Warning
think
1
you should go over
is
before
more of a...
Burke
Yes.
arrives. See if there's somebody who tampered with it.
Agreed.
Yes. Currently, Warning 1 just means that security is allowed to keep more stricter eye on them. Warning 2, if there is multiple 2 to 3 more infractions logged by the ship crew, that will be the loss of, I would say, will be the moment where we start restricting some freedoms. Warning 3 is when, well, it will be up to you, Captain, on how to act at that point. For at that point it will be up to 9, minimum of 9 infractions, at which point, well, at that point, that crew member is already a danger to crew in general. I wish we never have somebody reach that point.
Agreed. Duly noted. I'll keep track of it myself as well.
I have logged it in the systems. You should see it later on.
Noted. I'll take
Wonderful. That was all.
I will.
Captain, if you're not busy.
Oh. Not right now.
I will be finding Natalia. There's something I wish to converse them with. If you need me, you can reach me through the comms.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Thank you, Dylan.
Of course.
Which I'll give it to you. Have you by chance seen a bit more privacy? Oh, that's scary. I'll talk to you about it.
Perhaps you should check engineering bay. I believe there was an incident that might have required Natalia.
I believe they were working in the chatty.
Ah.
I approached it nicely. If you would have held one hand, I would have held the other. We could have skipped and made our way to medical, and she wouldn't have run away freaking out, scared. I would not like to have to grab any member of this crew and forcibly pick them up and take them to medical. I didn't think that's appropriate. So can I. But if we would have made her feel happy and made her feel comfortable, one person in each hand of anyone she likes, then maybe she would have walked up there by herself, all nice, and been okay and comfortable to go see the doctor. But no, then she ran away. I don't think any member of security should escort someone kicking and crying to medical. I'm not even a member of security, like I told you.
There is
As the second of an active op lead of security, do you have an opinion on this?
Hey, I just realized all the seconds are here. Science, engineering, security.
Just in case, if you could.
I have notice a pattern of humans getting the second in command positions.
Okay.
Sure. I hate that. Yeah, I hate that's true. It's a little.
Well, but yes, report, I guess. What is the situation?
Oh, don't say sorry to me. I'm the one that pulled it.
Jane doesn't have her medical records set up.
I see.
And she just ran away from Mira, who wanted it.
Should we find Jane?
If I recall, wasn't the chef also? Didn't something similar happen with the chef?
What do you mean?
Did the chef not want to get their records checked? I remember him running away from you guys once.
I think possibly.
Okay. At one point, does someone need to get involved to get them to get their medical records checked? Because I feel like it's very important to have.
It is.
So you know what to do if they get injured.
It is up to medical, though.
Really
Yes. It is up to medical to ask security to escalate the situation. But
in that case,
yes.
are you going to escalate the situation?
Meyer? Obviously, we will not, as Matti said, pull them kicking and screaming.
Then, if you can persuade them to write up a medical sheet for themselves, I will take that instead of doing a scan.
Understood.
I do not believe, concerning their action, they will allow me to approach them.
Tell you what, I'll bring them a data pad. They can fill it out, and if they want, they can give it to me to give to you, or they can hand it to you themselves.
Either one of those options are fine.
Okay.
I'll
Is
be
there
in
one-
medical for the night. They're There's a certain medical. If you follow me, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Understood.
I hope you didn't go to sleep, because then I don't.
Oh no, they are running right there.
She's right there.
And yes, well.
And she's joking. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Go
do
after
this.
them.
I'll not run after him. I'll just go look for him after.
If we have one of us keep an eye on them, just at least.
Would you like me to do that, sir?
I'm wishing to have a conversation with Natalia, but that is more of a personal issue than a security issue. So.
Maybe we can have that conversation now. They volunteered themselves to go.
Yes.
I can go do that if you would like.
If you do not mind. Thank you, Marty.
Yes, sir.
Did you wish to have that conversation now?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Unless you are worried about chatting.
Of course, no. I left it up to Vega and Vane. They've got it under control.
I would say the bar. It's not late enough that people will show up there. When there are enough people walking around.
To the bar.
Hmm?
Burke might be in the bar, but you can go and check.
Oh, right, you're right. He did walk past us too.
I will.
Well, let's see. Actually, if he sees me enter, he most likely will vacate the premises quick.
What are you doing in a bar at this time?
Ride, man. Drink, why not?
Not an issue.
I don't know. I don't know 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's understandable. So, did you want a drink? I'm gonna get myself sometime.
Nah, I'm fine right now. Since Commander Conch is not around, I need to keep myself on the best, I guess.
That's understandable. Alright. What exactly, instead of you here, so I'm not too close to you, what exactly did you want to talk about?
Well, finishing
Nope,
that.
I remember the conversation that we had. Yes. Didn't get to speak too much of that before Tishia came around, and if I believe what I think you're going to say, it has to do with Tishia, otherwise you wouldn't have stopped.
I'm not used to that. Feeling like that. like I said, I thought stories and small things about life on the fleet, the free time. I always figured that the fact that we could lose anyone, anytime, in any battle, I figured that's why I never, well, I won't say got attached. I had friends, I lost friends, but never romantic, never more. And when I went to civilian life,
I understand.
Same thing. I've had some friends, I had some people I spent some time with, some co-workers, other bouncers, but that's about it. Had a few people
So you
apparently
haven't had
interested. But I turned them down.
So you haven't had anything romantic, I guess what you're saying is.
I figured just focused on job or something, but now I wonder if it's something else, since it just started. I want everyone in security, everyone in the ship, to just be able to do their best, be their best. And Tashir was, every time they talked so low about themselves. The fact that they're a convict, the fact that they're not trusted with things. But they were given the job of the explosive specialist on the ship. UPA saw her skill as usable.
That's something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I put high trust in the higher-ups. Some might call me a fool for that. A lot of people don't like
Depends on your outlook.
leaders. I know a lot of people had a bit of a schism looking at the captain, and I agreed he was a bit too rough for a few days, but he saw the reaction, he course corrected. But then lately, also small things. Head bumps when saying goodnight, just always there, behind my shoulder. Then there was the few times I saw her blush.
I'm guessing you're questioning your
Captain,
your own feelings.
you are needed
essentially.
in the training facility immediately.
Wondering if
Mitsure.
what you're feeling is actually what you're feeling, or if it's for a different reason that isn't related to anything like that.
I guess.
And you're stuck in this weird place of wondering what to do about it.
Yep.
Right? Or something along those lines. Oh, Dallas, if you want to drink... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, this one's already open if you want to pour yourself something.
Maybe. Depends on how my conversation with over there goes. Thank you, though.
I see. What are you going to talk about?
I have no idea.
Good luck.
Well, I wish you luck. But yeah, is what I said something along those lines accurate, or
Yeah, basically. I'm confused. And I can't stop that feeling in the back of my head, the voice that says that I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to have this sort of feelings for someone, especially someone like Tashir.
May I ask why you think that way? I'm no therapist, I don't want to pry into your life, but maybe if you confront the things head on, you can figure out what's making you feel this way, and then see if there's anything you can do to change it.
So many are dead, and I'm still here. So why should I just have that when they lost it? I'm here to keep people alive, defend them, and eventually I'll fall doing that.
So you're questioning why you deserve to have stuff like this when other people around you have perished, I guess?
That
Feeling
and
guilty that you're still alive compared to all those that you've lost?
but also the fact that I know how my life is gonna end. It's gonna be just one shot finally hits its mark and it's over. But
well, I mean, that depends on your line of work, really. I mean, you're how old exactly?
34 at this point, I think.
You're still young. Haven't even gone past halfway through your lifespan. You plenty of time. And it's not like you're in active combat either. You're on a ship. All of us on the crew. I mean, granted, there's some dangerous situations, but I wouldn't try to worry so much about. Okay, well, that's hypocritical of me, but shouldn't dwell too much on what's going to happen to you and how your life ends, because if you do that, you won't enjoy the little things now. You mentioned a bunch of little things that Tashir does that you seem to enjoy. You should enjoy those things while they're
You
here,
saw it,
'cause
I'm sure,
things don't last
at the
forever.
bar. I'm sure you saw it at the bar. She was next to me, I pulled her closer. I do enjoy those little things, but the way she is, she will most likely live far longer than I will, one way or another.
Possibly.
And the way she is...
That shouldn't stop you.
But what if I do die? What will that do to her?
Well, that's unfortunately just something that happens when you're romantically involved with someone. You accept what happens to them in their life. You become part of their life, they become part of yours, and if something unfortunate happens, then they also have to unfortunately live through that. But that's not the main thing. It's cherishing the time that you've spent with that person. If you dwell on dying so much, again, you won't enjoy the little things. You won't live a happy life, so to speak. Well, or what can be considered happy in this galaxy, but you get my point, surely.
Little things are the best way to have some happiness in this singular box we live in. She's so energetic.
I guess the main thing is just feeling like you're not worth it, or that you shouldn't throw that pressure on them? Is that what you're feeling, essentially?
There's already so much she doesn't even know about herself. None of her race does. She's basically the first one to leave.
Well, she needs a guide, if that's the case.
Dr. Tully is better for that. At least from the logical standpoint, I guess.
Tali? From a logical standpoint, yes, but that's logical. I'm talking about real life, not logic. Not calculated thinking, not logical responses. Feeling. Everyone has feelings and emotions. Not to mention, you wouldn't be the only one that feels how you feel. I'm sure in some way, shape, or another, Ishia might feel the same thing about you. Maybe might not feel good enough for you either. But that shouldn't stop either of you if you're wanting to get romantically involved, I guess you could say.
Sadly, over all my professionalism and all my actions I do here, I won't know what the fuck to do there. Everything I told Siri when she asked, just the obvious things.
Well, maybe it's that simple. Do what you told Siri. Not to mention, it also doesn't help to express those feelings to Tashira as well. Maybe she could help you work through that. I'm sure she's understanding. If you let her feel like, hey, I don't feel good enough for you, but I enjoy your time and company, and you express how you feel.
We'll see if I have the courage, I guess.
I was gonna say, it would take, a bit of courage.
Do you know, have you heard what it would mean to ask Tashir to a date?
To fight? A duel?
Yes.
I've had.
The one time she did do that with Chef.
Well, I think for the chef it was unintentional and the chef didn't know at the time, so he didn't know any better.
No, Tashir lost control.
You don't see...
That was the issue.
Right.
Don't want her to think that she accidentally hurt someone.
Tashir and... Yeah, well, you don't see the chef and Tashir doing anything.
No.
Even though they fought, which is considered dating in their culture, so...
Oh no, in that case I stopped the fight.
Right.
I'm just more worried about her mental state at times.
Is it a bit unstable, I guess you could say?
I don't know. Nobody knows. The gas she breathed when she came in from her planet. The one time she used it during a mission, afterwards her brain scan showed her clinically insane. A planet filled with gases that drives the whole race that lives there just maniacal. If you've heard any of the stories Tashir says, it explains a lot.
I don't exactly know too much about Ishia other than bits and pieces that I've had.
That's what Tally is doing those tests. The share gets to learn about their people.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I don't think I'm gonna have the courage to actually say anything, but I'm happy with what we have.
Suggest, yeah, work your courage and think about your feelings and don't dwell too negatively on those feelings.
I am alive, still injured, as one would say, but
try to enjoy what you feel. Not the negative stuff, but yeah.
Hello, Tashir. Chatty.
Hello.
Hello.
I see your systems are all on this time.
How are you feeling now, Chatty?
Okay. The critical component has been repaired. My chassis is looking better. There's still some repair to be done, but that can be done at a later date. Right now, I am fine.
Understood. You might be wholly cybernetic, but you still have a mind. So take a moment to rest it too.
Yes.
And I mean in a way that you're not having to worry about some issue in your body for a bit. I don't fully understand how your systems work, so I don't know if you can get stressed, but I would assume at least to some level you can.
Yes. I am still affected by emotions.
As you were saying.
Well, you still are partly organic, so that makes sense.
Well, 50% of my brain is still biological. But I can still partially feel pain, sorrow, sadness, stress, nervous. But I can still feel happy, relieved, other positive emotions.
I love how I said that we should come here, because it's usually quiet at this hour, but
Yep,
by the time we're done, there's way more people here.
It's a lot more people.
Yes, but at least people were considerate enough to not walk here. But it's fine now.
Yeah.
The conversations, that private part is done for now.
I will say though, if you ever want to talk about that kind of stuff again, let me know.
Of course, thank you.
I'm not great at offering advice, but I can at least listen to.
It works both ways too.
Yeah.
And same with you, Chatty. Understand though, it's gonna take a while before I can fully trust you.
I'm sorry. I didn't want it to hurt your feelings towards me.
Yes, well, that's the frustrating part, isn't it? Sometimes you do things to avoid hurting someone, and you hurt them because of it.
Yes.
Wait, excuse... wait, they're talking about...
What are they talking about?
I heard Dallas say they're talking about relationships. Oh, what in the world? Please don't tell them. No, there's no way they will. She's right there. They will not. Right? Right?
I don't know.
Now I'm worried if people are actually gonna talk. I have not been subtle the last few days.
I mean, No, you haven't. You haven't been subtle. Especially at the club. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's nice. Sorry, Chatty.
You don't need to apologize. It's normal to feel this way.
Today has been back and forth. Having to act the villain, having to act this. Well. Oh, why is that the thing Mati is explaining now? I don't even want to know at this point.
Because they were talking about Siri and Valora dating, and Vega was confused on what dating is.
I see.
And apparently Burke is sad that all of the human females on the ship are taken.
What?
Huh?
That's what he said.
Wait, was that the... Oh, wait, they got a bit defensive when they saw you and Zid at the doorway. Are they thinking... Wait, are you...
Wait, what are you referring to? Also, I forgot the other medical. Siri. Forgot the medical person's name and then myself. Kira. I think it's Kira.
Kira's a guy.
Kira?
Yes.
Shit. No, wait, who am I thinking of?
I think it's
Not
probably
medical.
Echo that you're thinking of.
Right. Echo. I'm making things mixed up. I haven't seen either of them in a while, so...
Yeah. Humans with the ship, there's, at least in the female department, there's Siri, you, Jane, and, I think Echo. I'm not entirely sure on Echo. There's also, what's her name? Martello bitch. She's technically human, despite all the augments.
But in that case, not all the human females are taken. What the fuck?
If he's already speaking of females in that sense, it might be that that's too much. Or maybe they have not seen them.
In that case, it's just Siri.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is on the map, and that's the case.
That seems counterproductive to only think about.
You have been holding back today.
That is quite
I've been respectful.
to think about, from my point of view.
Yeah, thank you, Dashir.
Women, close relationship grow the closer you are to the person instead of searching.
Yeah. It's usually how it works.
Oh, by the way, Chef says thank you, and also there's a plan of watching movies in the training arena with hot cocoa.
I see. I guess I should tell Dallas that I might be up late.
Yeah, I have to tell Tally. But I'll tell her later.
Right.
There's a tank of methane.
That I was about to ask.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time I've slept with a tank on, so.
Can other people watch the film as well?
I wouldn't say no.
I'd like to come. I am curious about those films, Chef.
Yeah, I'm sure Chef wouldn't mind.
Are those all
I
the
hope
human
so.
films?
Probably.
What I understand.
Makes sense.
Hey, as long as he's not barring himself in his room, I'm happy.
Mm.
I would say it is joyful to see Chef around, sometimes dancing. It's
I've noticed him
nice.
dancing. It's nice.
I mean, from what I understand, he can't hear through the helmet at all. So who knows? Maybe he has things playing through it. Would explain all the dancing.
Whenever he has his helmet on, his music is the only noise he can hear.
Yes, that's why usually when I see him with the helmet, I usually don't communicate with him verbally, and if I need to talk to him, I point to the helmet. He's quick to note that and take it off. Do you know if Dallas was able to get Shane to fill the shit? Did that come up? Dallas was trying to catch that crew member Shane, as they were apparently avoiding medical. Dallas was saying that they would get them to fill up a medical sheet. But of course, if you didn't hear about that, then he didn't mention it. We should set that. Is that been set in the systems yet? The name change?
I don't think it has, but I can see about force pushing it.
It can easily be just because at the end of the day, it basically is a nickname until he goes through the proper channels into UPA systems, which is lots of paperwork from what I understand. I had a friend who had a major name change after a major life experience, so it took them a few months to get through all the paperwork.
Imagine having to change your name.
Well, sometimes you change yourself to the point where the name no longer fits. Humans have some gender-specific names.
Yeah, I never understood that. Targohal all have gender-ambiguous names. Mostly because we only know our gender when we are like about 2 feet tall, which is about the shifting point into juvenile, if I remember right.
Hopefully you can hold. Yes, it's holding. Good.
Humans know their own physiology to the point now. Humans know their physiology so well at this point that we can just check the DNA. But also, it's pretty quick since we form.
Isn't it that you guys know when you were born?
At that point, there's enough evidence, yes. Then some people figured that they were born wrong, so they fix it. Sid?
Jashia.
Hi.
Delon. Do you know which room is the shaft?
Give me a second. I have to
I
pull
heard
up
he's
some documents.
barricaded himself. in there.
I yelled at him to not do that, but I think he barricaded himself in there for at least the time being. There is a plan of him coming out to watch movies later, though. But if you give me a second, I can get you that room number.
No patient.
I'm trying here. Okay, Colin. Roomed with Akira and...
Natalia.
Yeah, what's up?
Natalia, is something wrong?
They're fine, Chatty.
Rat ramps. You? What's on
Here.
the lap?
I know. This is... Sitting here is at the perfect position to overhear some of the, like, you can barely hear some of the words being said in that corner. And every once in a while, when it's quiet enough that I hear a word, it usually just confuses me more. Oh.
Intriguing.
What do you mean intriguing?
But they're not a science experiment. Unless they are, in which case.
What's with the face?
Oh, I get it.
Are you sure? Do you want to spell it out? Be funny.
Shut it, Sid.
Is it what they call teasing?
Depends on the definition.
I think in this situation, saying this is adorable is appropriate.
Shut up.
No.
Nope.
Scoot yourself.
Oh.
To the left.
What?
Scoot yourself for a little bit. Okay. No.
What's with that face?
Look at the chair. You're gonna bear with me here.
Oh. Wait. No, actually, I think this one's... Oh. Wait a second.
Wait. Can I actually...
Oh, I shall
We're going to pretend that I am sitting on the counter.
Eccentric from this.
I am... There we are.
Yep.
And then you move here. I just sit on the counter. There we go.
You like just looming over me, huh?
Yep. Also, it's just interesting to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized we're all kind of facing that direction, just watching them.
Mm-hmm. At this point, yes. Oh, Burke is staring straight at us. No, he's gonna get ideas.
He's staring at the Alice.
Yes, hi.
I feel like the energy in this bar currently is very dangerous.
What's that supposed to mean?
There we go.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
All of us here, the conversation seemingly going over there. Wait, is Berg jealous?
It's funny you mention that because wasn't Berg talking about relationships like not long ago?
Yeah.
Oh? Isn't it me?
Something about human females.
Yeah, he's upset that all the chicks are taken.
I hate the word human females. Specifying females or males, just ugh.
Doesn't it sound degrading in a way? Like
It's a little degrading, yes.
Because I
mean,
wouldn't say you're not as good as any other.
I mean, when you're in an environment where there's different species, you kind of have to specify. But it doesn't mean that it's all that great either.
Still don't like it.
Mostly because he has to specify now.
Gender, female.
Well, he was complaining that the humans were taken, right? And then Vega pointed at Dallas, so he had to specify female.
Oh, okay. See, well, see, in context, it makes a bit more sense and it's a bit more understandable.
Yeah.
The conversation required him to specify.
Yes. Berg is a heterosexual man that does not want any amount of alien.
I can understand.
Basic bitch.
But Berg strikes me as the type of person who probably would, like, be with someone else that's not human. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Berg is just a basic bitch.
He's probably just a basic bitch.
Probably.
But also, when you think about it, like, how many of the aliens here that would be more fitting for a human?
Wait. Did you say aliens?
Ah,
Is that kind of offensive to?
It is.
Like,
I mean,
derogatory at this point.
I'm the one that was saying alien.
I think that's what.
I mean, yeah, but like.
People
okay.
and females of other races in the ship. Yes.
Thank you.
To be fair, in the context of the human brain, okay, we are not human, therefore the term alien is correct. We are foreign to humans.
It still feels derogatory in a way.
It does feel derogatory. That's why people more say now other species, but
But
semantics.
To follow the train of thought I had, any of the, in this case, I guess, females of other races that will be human enough for a human to be interested in, I feel are also taken.
Who would that even be?
Valora is humanoid enough.
There's Meyer.
Yeah, but Maya's.
But Valora has Siri.
What was that? Yes, exactly.
Well, close enough.
Actually, think about it. There's Meyer.
Fair enough. Exactly.
Yeah, but people may get weirded out by it because she's a slime.
A lot of people are into slimes.
Huh.
They'd be surprised.
Okay, from what? Yes, but from what I remember, in one of the squads there was a man about that, and he said that there's a difference between the idea and the reality. But that seems to happen a lot when it comes to things like that. Yeah. Apparently, it's kind of a mood killer. All the preparations you have to do in between.
What? What preparation?
Most some slime races are very either adhesive or corrosive to direct skin contact. So you have to have protections of different types.
Actually, you would know because you were their roommate.
Yes, but I don't think they cuddle.
Maya said she has control over it.
Well, from what Zeeth told me, apparently some slimes can control that factor about them.
I mean, makes sense.
Apparently.
I don't know if it was either a precaution or that specific race loses control in high emotion state. You know, like humans can get pretty weird when they're very emotional.
What do you mean weird when emotional? Because we have a lot of complex emotions. I wouldn't call them weird.
I'm talking more on the when doing the act, when in that mind state. Like, okay, from actual like scientific point of mind, some of our mental things that make us have been disgusted about something turn off during those times. Apparently, according to some studies.
About kinks? Is this what this conversation?
No. That is like actually a thing. Like when during the act, some parts of your brain that make you disgusted or something turn off, so you don't know.
Turn-ons and turn-offs. Okay.
Okay. No. That's more on the personal thing. This is. There's no winning, is there?
You're just digging yourself a hole.
I am.
You're just digging yourself.
Chatty, please.
It's preferences.
That's not what I'm talking about.
But a lot about humans today.
I think I may have some human study to do. This is
I can smell that.
to me.
What is it supposed to mean?
Don't mind me.
I do not know how.
I'm gonna mind you.
Do it.
What'd you say?
I would say.
I could smell lemon.
Oh, sorry.
Lover.
Kinda can't disguise that.
Good night, guys.
Oh yeah,
Bye.
Dallas. I might be a bit late coming in. We might be watching some movies with Chef in the training arena during the evening.
Okay. Enjoy your time.
Yep. Have a good night, Dallas. How much of that? How much? No, I'm overreading everyone's reactions.
Yeah.
That is not good when you should be in a situation like, you know how I think about people and look at what their
Is there anything
reactions.
you need
Try to
to
read
do
people
for the rest of the day
to help them.
No, currently I was thinking of going sparring or practicing.
I need to have these sort of conversations towards the end of the day so that I don't get into this much. Face it is making me unprofessional.
I
mean,
think
it
that'd
is
be
the end of the day.
unwise with some effects of alcohol in your system.
You would be surprised. But probably for the best.
These are interesting.
Maya's gonna Zeet is gonna pick you up.
Huh?
Oh.
Can I at least put this away first?
No. Good night. Have fun.
I guess that is the good side of not having too many cybernetics.
Not being able to be picked up?
Mm-hmm.
You want to be picked up?
No, not in this case. But I can't. But I can't. But if something happens, I can't pick you up easily. You know.
Just chuck off my limbs. There you go.
I mean, yes.
They're easy release for a reason.
Mm-hmm. This has the downside of the extra work of having to then leave you for a moment to go and pick up all the limbs and bring them back. And how many of them can I carry at once?
About 2, probably. I mean, a leg at a time. Arms at both times. Tail can stay attached to me.
I mean, put them on shoulders and just, as long as they stay, you know, somewhat stable, you can like carry both at once. I mean, my shoulders most likely will be angry at me the next day, but it's doable.
Yeah. Though also, I don't know how true this statement will be until I get my new cybernetics. I asked Costa to help me make new cybernetics.
Oh.
Or for her to make me new ones. Social ones, so I don't like. I don't know, social and combative. So my combative ones are gonna be really heavy.
I see. Who knows? Maybe Chatty will be able to help with those. Now that they're, well, after they're done recovering completely.
I will make sure that I will not do anything reckless. But if it is designing or actually making, it shouldn't be too much of a worry. It won't be too much effort. At least in terms of cybernetic arms and legs. But if we're talking about your heavy weapon, that is something you will not do at the moment. You will require more precise movements, and I cannot do those at the moment.
There's not much of a hurry with it either, anyway.
Of course.
It's just, Costa's just working on arms. If you want to ask her for if she needs assistance, I don't mind.
Sure. I'll be happy to help. I always am.
Talk to Costa then.
Communication, teamwork, all that.
Yep. She has the blueprints anyways. She showed me them yesterday. They look really good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Should we walk around, see who else is still awake? Or do you think we should see if Chef wants to start watching those movies?
We can walk around for a bit. Sorry, I was doing other stuff.
Right. I guess I'll do this for her. Least I can do.
And hook. Ta-ba. I totally landed that.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Right,
Okay,
right.
VRchat.
Oh, yeah. Before I forget, cause I don't wanna leave this on the bar.
Oh. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's not leave your weapon on the bar.
Let's not leave a stun baton that nobody needs any training to actually use effectively.
It could be dangerous, yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, every weapon is dangerous. Even, rubber bullets made for non-lethal, suppression are dangerous.
I'm dangerous.
Like a big rubber bullet, you shoot it into the ground and bounce it against the target. If you shoot them directly, that's when they lose bones. Which makes me think, people always are, oh, I wish I had cybernetics so I could not break bones, but it's like, it's a cybernetic break. That's way more bigger of an issue.
Your cybernetic bones could break.
Situations we do not defeat. We cannot slow down or let that affect us too much. This is just a concern for me, but I don't want it to become a habit that will get in the way of things.
I see. It's a significant loss, though, regardless. Time to mourn is still allotted and allowed. It's not a weakness on that part. You're right, we do have to keep moving. There's no stopping that. But if we're out here and we forget what makes us and reminds us of home and what we hold dear, then there's no point to doing what we do. There's no point in making that fight if you're not using it to protect your family, your rights, the dead, and what they stood for, their memory. This is time to reflect on all of that, and that's what we should be using it for.
All right. Just when the time comes, I need everyone to be ready. As per usual.
People matter. That won't change.
All right, so.
Seems like they set that fire in everyone. It just takes time to
Good.
build back up.
Well, the line got long, Captain.
I see that.
The three of us were just walking around, seeing who was still around.
It's all right. We're having a little
Oh, no,
impromptu
please, get in
powwow.
line.
No, don't get in line. It's a fire hazard. Get out of the way.
I'm lying on the side.
You have to call someone.
I would just. Oh my God.
Oh, are these people wishing to speak to the captain?
No. I hope not.
You wanted to speak with me about
Oh my God. No, I guess all right. I guess it is a thing.
I was thinking me and Argyle should both speak to you. We've come to similar conclusions.
Very well. Well, if we get an upgrade to the ship, I'm going to request my own office.
And now I am left alone to my devices. Vega.
Yes, sir.
Look, walking ship's ever ready room. I don't know why we don't. Oh my God.
Oh. Delon.
Yes.
Please be nice to Burke. He's lonely.
Why are you blue?
All right.
Uh-oh.
He's having a bad day.
Why are you blue?
Well, I think that's his normality at this point. for all of us.
Might be a way of mourning.
I mostly feel grateful.
Also, I'm sorry, Vega, but it's my job as the second in command today to not be nice. Loneliness, sadly, is not enough of an excuse.
Civilian.
There are certain moments where you indeed have to not be nice and remind people that hurtful words can hurt feelings.
Well, sadly, hurting feelings is the least damage I hope to do when ensuring safety of the ship and the people in it.
Can we go back to the funny conversations? I don't want to think about this stuff.
Do you wish to still continue about how humans can be basic bitches?
It's weird how many humans can be that, and then how many of them can be the most deviant. I feel like any other race that meets humanity and gets access to their internet suddenly realizes how simple their interests sometimes are.
It's still so weird that I had to talk Ellie out of looking at human porn.
Excuse me, what?
She found it. She found it on her own.
I mean, yes.
I had her talk her to not looking at it.
Oh.
Eh?
I can't believe it's the second time I saw a woman carrying another woman away. Siri was carrying a Valora.
It really should be the opposite.
You think Valora will be able to carry a Siri?
Not what I meant. Not what I meant. There's a lot of lesbians on this ship. Where are the homosexuals? Where are the gays on this? Where are the men? We need less lesbians. That's what I mean.
I guess
I mean, well,
turning the balance into the more balanced way of.
Well, I mean, technically,
People
with
like
you
me,
having, I
people
guess,
of the
the
same
male parts, does that
gender.
mean that if we were to do something, should we, like, be the outlier?
I mean, technically, I am nothing. It's just that they got me a spike instead. So, I
Mhm.
mean, by technicalities in any relationship that I'm in, it's automatically gay.
Well, there you go.
I am every and none gender at the same time.
Yeah, so many people will be so jealous of you.
Don't they? I am considered a meat shield in my culture.
Well, we were not at your
I
culture
am
right
nothing
now.
more than
Hello,
Kevin.
Marty.
Hello, Officer Delon.
So also this does bring up the thing of everyone still calls me a she, which, you know, thanks, but I don't really care.
I feel it's tone of voice.
Yeah.
You have my tone of voice, which is very, what many would call male. Chatty here, their voice synthesizer sadly makes it very hard to make a choice.
Well,
Is that why everyone thinks Akira is a woman? Because their voice is relatively high pitched?
I never
Possibly.
found him as female.
Oh, he's not there now.
Well,
Maybe I'm somehow
as long
used to
as
it.
Can help you your confusion. I am a male.
It's less of confused. I'm one of those people who believes that knowing someone's gender is not really matter unless you're actually looking for a relationship and you care about that in that situation.
Of course.
And sadly, I have no interest in having someone be born on a ship.
That's just when you get a partner that can't have kids.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm not in the right headspace for this.
I know how to convince my brain to stop thinking about the child that I probably have on my planet that I don't know about. Oh boy. Why is that always a topic that keeps being brought up in my head?
It's one physically, but not in the cultural / mental way, I guess. Oh, Vegas in the hangar. Oh.
Like, biologically, they'd be related to me, but like, there's a lot of orphans. There's a lot of orphans.
We are literally just aimlessly wandering while chatting.
I'm gonna collapse in there. I should have gone to go grab my shit, but I'm gonna just collapse in there. It's floor time.
We can always
I don't know where
just.
chef is, but it's floor time.
I can always at some point make a.
Look at my stuff. I need to tell Tally.
Right, you do know where it is. So. You can wait here. You know, while I'm at it, I'll send a message to Chef. That he knows that we'll be waiting here for him once he's ready to leave his room.
Yes. I do hope he's doing okay.
Chatty?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask this small favor as a friend, not as security. I mean, I don't see you doing it, but you keep looking and you obviously seem to, especially after all those conversations, but do not even if you at some point would wish to tease or point it out, do not point out my feelings to Tashir. Thanks. Speaking of.
I got my stuff. Yeah, stuff.
Alright, nice.
Stuff from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Have blinkies.
Yep. Oh, convenient.
Blinkies in the pile.
I'm pretty sure we can. I'm pretty sure we can actually make it so we can have a full, full wall-sized screen to watch.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Because technically, if we put just a movie, because we just give the movie data, tell the AI to play this movie data to a big screen on the hologram wall. Right?
Yeah, cool. Maybe.
I guess I need to ask the AI if that works. Cuts down.
Okay.
That was with a question mark.
Okay.
Hmm?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Maya to get heating supplies.
Clovis is nice.
And then
Good eye.
Venturo is like,